Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Unreal Engine 5 Virtua Co-op game tutorial series. In this tutorial, we are going to make uh, enemy spawn system. So the enemies will spawn and then they will move towards a target location and then they will rotate towards us, just like we used to see in actual classic Virtua Co-op game. Let me show you. So they are spawning at some place we gave them, and then they move towards a target location. After we kill them, we will move towards the next trigger box. You'll see that on the right side, this enemy spawned outside of the screen. Then he moved to some target location behind that cover. Um, it is the exact same way we used to see in the actual Virtua Co-op game, and how we are doing it is simply if you click on that trigger box, you notice that in the previous tutorials we have only the spawn locations. Now we have that target locations. Simply click here, and inside the custom properties, now you have spawn location for enemy at index 0, enemy at index 1, and now we also have target location for enemy at index 0 and for enemy at index 1. So enemies at index 0 will spawn here at this point, because it has 0, and then after the spawning he will move towards his target location, and enemy 1 will spawn here and he will move towards his target location. And you can set that same thing for all the trigger boxes. Let me show you once again. Enemies at index 0 spawned at that, and then he moved towards that position to his respective target location. So this is what we are going to achieve in this tutorial, like we were used to see in the classic Virtua Co-op game from our childhood. So, and also you can get the project files on my Patreon. And so let's jump into the tutorial. So first of all, for that we have to, in order to uh, move our spawned enemies to the target location. In the one of the previous tutorials, if you remember, we exposed these locations from inside the trigger box blueprint. Let me show you. So that is our BP trigger box. So you can get from here content Virtua Co-op actors, that trigger box. So in there, uh, we had that variable array, and it is in the custom properties with that make it public, and also we made it show 3D widget. So because of that we were able to visualize it, and we can also let me show you, we can move that location where we want to spawn our enemy AIs. So in this tutorial we are going to make another uh, uh, vector array, and also we will make it show 3D widget to true, and that will be our the target location. So it will be our spawn location, and the second widget will be for the target location. So they will spawn here, and after that they will move to the target location, and in the last they will turn or rotate towards our character as they are facing towards us. So okay, so for that we first have to go into our BP trigger box, and uh, we can simply duplicate it, and instead of spawn location, let's rename it to target location. So we have target location vector array, and instance readable true, show 3D widget true, and also make that I to true also. Okay, so it will be now visible. So now we have our target location. So uh, let me show you how you will see that. So let's click here. In below the custom properties, you saw that we have two spawn location uh, spawn location vectors inside our array. Index at index 0, that is index 0, and that is for the enemy 1. Okay, so we had also now target location now. So click here. Now we have that if you can see that little diamond shaped 3D widget. Yeah, that one. So let me take a bit here and also bit here now. So this is the spawn location for enemy 0, and this is a target location for enemy 0. So let's move it here. So our enemy 0 will spawn here and will move to that target location. Let's make another and drag that to here now. So now I hope you are able to see there's 0 and 0 here, and that will be for enemy 1, and he will spawn here, and then he will move here. Okay, so now we have our spawn location setter and target location set. So now the second thing we have to do is, just like we send that spawn location information to our pp handler enemy AI there, now we have to send that target location also here. If you remember, and this is our enemy AI handler blueprint, which you can get from content, Virtua Cop, actors, BP handler AI, that one. Okay, so now click here in the inputs, write target locations. Okay, so make it vector and array. Now we have that. So let me drag. Yeah, fine. Okay. So now there is the let. Okay. Okay. Now we have to send that target location to enemy AI. So just like that, we have to go into our enemy AI. Just click there, content, video cop, actors, enemy AI, and double click here. Now we are in enemy AI, and in the so now we have to make a target location variable here now. In the variable target location, so it will be a vector, but it will be not be a array, because let's say it's the first enemy spawn at 0 enemy. That's a 0 enemy, and we are giving him a spawn location, and then we want to give that enemy his target location. We don't want to give the target locations of all the enemies, but we just want to give him his target location. Okay, so for that you go there, target location, and then you have to click that expose on spawn. Okay, so click here. You will get the warning here, and it says variable target location is marked as expose on spawn but not marked as instance editable. So it means we have to make it instance editable. Okay, now if we make it, now you will see that if we go back here and just we right click here and refresh node, you will see the target location here. Now what we will do is drag it from here, get a copy and index, and simply plug it in here. So what are we doing here? So let's say we have the spawn location, let's say for each loop. So first enemy is spawning, it's getting at index 0. So index 0 enemy is spawned at spawn transform location, and also we will get the array index of 0. So from there, from that array, we will get the first target location for the enemy at index 0. Okay, so we are giving his target location also. Okay, now go back here. Now we are going to plug it here. Yes. So now again, once again, our trigger box spawn location and respective target locations, and we are giving that target locations to here in enemy handler BP, and from there we are giving an enemy his target and definitely a spawn location. And now when this enemy spawns, he will has he will have his target location. So what we are going to do next is simply we will move that enemy AI to this target location. So in track that event begin play, okay, event begin play. So we note move AI move to node and target location, that is destination, and acceptance radius. If 5 is fine, you can also make it to something like 10, whatever it is best for you. And on success, now on on success, we want to rotate our enemy towards us, towards our first person character. So for that on success, cast to first person pawn, get player pawn, okay, and okay, so uh, set actor set actor rotation. So and okay, so there is a node find look at rotation. Plug it here. Start location will be our location. Get actor location, and the target location will be our first person pawn. It means us, our player. Let me uh, get actor location, and yes, so it should work fine, but it will not work, I think, because yes. So for that we have to make use a nav mesh volume. Nav bounce volume, I think so. That is the one. So just simply drag to cover the whole floor. Yes, that way. Okay. So now we have all the floor covered up. So I think we have everything covered up. Let's see if it's working or not, or we are getting some error or whatever. So we have our enemies and they are not moving. Why they are not moving? So they were not moving because we had one problem. So we go back to MVP enemy AI. So now here we notice that we were getting that target location, but that node wants world location. Okay, so and we have that target location which is not a world space location. It is a local space location, or you can say it's a relative location to that trigger box. Okay, so it's a relative location. So in order to make it work, we need to convert that relative space or local space location into world space location. To do that, we need to use that node transform location, that one. So here you can also read transform a position by the applied transform. For example, if t was an object's transform, this would transform a position from local space to world space. It means if T was an object's transform. So what is our object here? Our object is that trigger box. It means we need to have a reference of that trigger box here, and then we will get the world transform, plug it in here, and then we will be able to convert the target location into world space location. So for that we have to get reference of trigger box here inside the BP enemy AI. Simply go here and make trigger box um reference, and it's already selected, but if you want you can go to their BP trigger box here, and yes, you can select that. Okay, so now we will do okay, we simply click here and we will make it instance editable and expose on spawn, so even we can get the reference of PP trigger box. So for that, if you remember in from our previous tutorial, we were also getting the trigger box reference, and so we already have trigger box reference inside our PP handler enemy AI. So we can simply refresh that node. Now we have that PP trigger box reference. Sim uh, Drag it here, and now we are giving trigger box reference to every enemy we will be spawning inside our game. So go back to PP enemy AI. Now we have that reference inside the PP trigger box variable whenever the enemy spawns inside the game. Drag it here. Uh, get actor transform. Yes. Now we will be able to convert that target location from the local space to the world space. Okay. Now, even if we do that, our AI character will not move. And why? Because if you see, they are still standing. Because two things are needed here. One, the reference self, uh, one thing, and the second thing, if you go into the class defaults and right here possess, auto possess enemy. Here it is placed in the world. Let me show you. They are still not moving. So, as these enemies were not placed by us, they were spawning. They are spawning. So, for because of that, we have to select inside the enemy AI auto possess AI. We need to select either spawned or placed in world or spawn. Let's choose that. Now, if we go back here and select that, now you can see they are moving, and if you can see there, let me drag that clearly. Okay, let me. Okay, now I think we will be able to see that. So yes, now the enemies are spawning and they are moving to their target location. You can kill them and you can move forward. Now, one thing I want to show you is if you try that way and your AI characters are not able to move, like you see them sliding on the surface, it is because we have some weird issue uh, in enemy BP AI vector. Click that and anim class, go here. For some reason we are getting zero acceleration here, maybe due to some big bug, or I don't know why we are doing so. I've checked on different projects, it is working fine, but on this project we are getting zero at the acceleration. That's why we will not be able to uh, make that should move variable to true. So you can do this simply after the ground speed, and okay, simply use that branch should move to true and false should move to true and false. Okay, by doing this way your A character will start to move if somehow you will getting that slide thing problem in your project. So now we have our AI setup and they are moving. It's simply in that simple way you can set uh, all these. Okay, so okay, target locations 1, 2, and 3 for 3 characters. And let me try that. Okay, and drag that here, and also you can drag that here. Okay, now for location 0, we have that. Location 2, he will be moving here. For location 1, target location 1 for enemy 0, he will move there. And for the enemy at 0 index, he will move here. Okay, so in that way you will set, you can set all your trigger boxes and spawn location and the target location, so you can kill them like that. So yes, okay, so and that enemy goes outside of the screen. So in that way you can also make it little bit more fun if you drag that and put it here and make your characters, AI characters, to hide behind the uh, some object. And you can also, just like in the uh, actual Virtua Cop, and they all the AI characters were spawning off the screen, and and then they moves behind some cover or anything. You can, let me show you that. Okay, and it's just for showing you. You can do it on your way. So if we try it again, now you can see that our enemy is spawning here. Now he is coming here and he will start shooting at us. So we will do that shooting thing in the next tutorials. So now in this way we have that virtual co-op thing set up, in which if you remember the old classic game, virtual co-op game, the enemies are spawning off the screen and then they were moving or running in front of you, rotate towards you and start shooting at you. So now we have achieved that in this tutorial, and you can also set the same thing for this trigger box and many trigger boxes in your map. So I know this tutorial went a little bit long, but thank you for watching. Till next tutorial. Allah Hafiz.